the resume was really and teams to perform. Sal came from Pecos. Go Panthers. I came from Toronto. Again, go Panthers. These are New Mexico town would everyone except the residents of each other mistake for the other. We had arguments all the time over who had the better Panther mural in our high school gyms. That was never settled. We eventually agreed Pecos had better fishing, but Penasco had the prettier mountains. Being close in age, we had the perception of the world based on numerous shared cultural experiences. Our experiences growing up as boys and turned into men, some of my fondest memories of my tenure here are completing duties with Solomon. I fondly recall exploring the campus each summer with Sal. He would drive the golf cart and I'd open up the gates that were always locked when we explored the campus and examined what needed improvement. During one of these trips, Sal taught me about his philosophy on taking on challenges a small piece at a time. Like he promised to help me organize my desk, a small piece at a time. Sal spoke of having the dog in him and how this competitive internal drive enabled him to run collegiately against others whom he considered to be far superior athletes. This dog is what drove him to run every day for decades. Longtime employees of Rio Rancho High School will attest that Solomon made many people reconsider their morning choices. Every morning there was Sal cruising effortlessly down Loma Colorado Boulevard in his running shoes, little Pac-Man short shorts, his hat, and sunglasses. But Sal was more than our athletic director. He was a friend to most of us. As a child, I was labeled a hyperact. Dr. Solomon Gonzalez changed his diagnosis to aviation. Sal had infinite energy, and the fact that he never seemed to be tired made me gravitate to him almost immediately when I came to the campus. Plus, we sort of both lived at the school anyways. Long after the parking lot was emptied, oftentimes past dinner time, I'd see Sal's always clean and shiny Toyota Tacoma still on the campus. I'd scoot to his office and ask, "What are you doing?" Initially, he was highly offended by the question. He let me know his hatred to be micromanaged. I told him I also despised this practice. And if we could discover who was ruining this campus by engaging in this sordid behavior, we would beat that person's legs, a la Charles Murphy in our beloved Chappelle show. Jokes aside, though, I explained to him that I was in his space and asked him what he was doing because I figured out I could probably learn something from him by doing so. Our dogs came first, but our shared respect for each other's opinion resulted in the two of us posing many, many questions to one another. Leadership questions, organizational improvement questions, anti-cramping treatments and preventatives, school hat designs, grand plans for the track, how to build confidence in young coaches, self-reflection and shared reflections on our failures and how we could avoid these in the future. Whose nose is actually bigger? Are we actually attractive? Or are babies just like our eyebrows? Much of this work also happened in 30 minutes each day, in which Vice Principal Brian Belot, Sal, and I would eat lunch together. Sal and Brian would compare their differing methods on how to get students points on AP tests, how social studies classes should be structured. Each of these men that I spend my time with were college athletes and would answer my many questions about what being a college athlete was actually like and how they think athletics at every level has changed or not changed over the years. Eating lunch together for years led to a shared discovery that Sal and I share a horrible attribute of being apple snobs. Eventually, we decided we would rank our apples together. Over the 2022-2023 school year, We bring apples for the other to sample and try to convince the other to change their rain feature. Picture Sal voicing the witch in Snow White and offering me a new apple to sample. Over time, Cosmic Crisps became the clear winner for both of us. Honey Crisps, Sugar Bees, and Fuji's round out the top four for each of us, but their place in each of our lists was hard to change. I tease him that he needed thicker skin like his Fuji's. He'd say my calves were soft and squishy like my Honey Crisps. We ranked TV movies and rock and roll bands. Sal loved Guns N' Roses. We questioned the universe and why Tom Petty, Prince, and Chris Cornell are no longer with us. But Bret Michaels and Kid Rock keep putting out music. We asked, why did God give Axl Rose so much talent, but humanity only got one great album from Guns N' Roses? Seems unfair. Our stupidity took us to questions like, are Americans wrong and Germany right? And does David Hasselhoff actually make great music? And we got serious too. Why can't we as a society accept that Whitney Houston's rendition of the Super Bowl of her Super Bowl Star Spangled Banner is perfection, and let's just play this before every Super Bowl. Sal appreciated Pitbull's music, and I respected him anyway. We palaver over nonsense that would never be answered, like the 1983 Philadelphia 76ers could have competed against the late 80s Pistons, the early 2003 Spurs, or the recent Golden State Warriors. We agreed to leave the 90s Bulls and the Shaq and Kobe Lakers out of all these conversations. How many more rings would Troy Aikman and Joe Montana have in today's kinder, gentler NFL? Would Sal's beloved Mets ever get back to the World Series? If Sal could ever forgive Kobe Bryant for chasing Sal lived his life in a truly dignified manner. He was a proud man. His hair was always perfect. I tease him his barber had more of his money than he did. His shoes were always clean, the laces never twisted, clothing well selected, colors well matched. He got me to stop dressing like I worked at Best Buy. He was proud of his life choices and his impact on others. He was very proud of his athletic and academic accomplishments. His vast Crimson Dinner pen collection was a personal point of pride that he would brag about. His students' AP test scores were a point of pride. His time as an instructional leader on his campus were very special to him, as he felt it was a great honor to be in charge of our social studies department and sit at our leadership table after years of proving his great skill as an educator. Sal never complained about the challenges cancer brought to his life or the lives of his loved ones. I volunteered over and over to complain for him, but our man always declined. Over time, Solomon came to understand that his life would be different.
Helped me and many others. That was Coach G too. One of his athletes, Tessa Holmgren Fuji, shared a few words that speak to the impact he had on so many young people. Coach G was very special to me. He was my coach during a really hard time in my life, and his support and guidance helped pull me through that. He made me realize that I am capable of more than I believe I can do. This realization fueled me to never give in to hardship, and when quitting feels necessary, I dig a little deeper. Another athlete, Gracie Lovato, shared a story that perfectly captures the impact that he had on the people around him. People always remember me as the runner who smiled during races, but what people don't know is Coach G was the reason for that smile. She talked about hearing him tell her before races, "Go put on a show, kid." And how those simple words for confidence when she wants to finish line, she heard him yell, "Gracie's back, baby." In that moment, she said the biggest smile spread across her face because someone she deeply respected saw something in her that she That was Coach Gonzalez.